I wanted to talk a little bit about something I want to talk a little bit about something that I noticed, I thought of in the wake of last stream, of last Friday's Expedition 33 stream. And I think that it's the realization I had was I think really topical to right now, to today. And it really came up when I at the time, during the stream, I thought about the absolute and horrific utter tragedy of what the future of that world would hold if no one does anything about it. Right? So if you're not too familiar, if you haven't been watching the streams, I'll catch you up on the basic premise. Right, the idea is that there is this entity, or this creature called the Paintress, that every year gommages, or wipes away, essentially kills off everyone above a certain age. And each year that number ticks down. And it ticks down from 100, and at the time of the game, it's down to 33. So everyone over 33 years of age is dead, gone. Um, in a society like this, that is tragic enough. What has already happened by the time of the game, but what really struck me is something in last week's stream made me think of what the future holds, how this ends. It made me ask the question: what would be the last Gamage? Who would be left by the end of the society of Lumiere, in Expedition 33, in Clairpsire Expedition 33? Because if it's the people who are just born now, they would be gommaged. They would be wiped away at 16, or some maybe 17 for some of them. But they're almost certainly not the last generation. There will be people having children between now and then. But let's suppose some of those 16-year-olds were to have children of their own in their last year or so, or maybe even their last 2 years. In that case, those children would be gommaged when they're 8, or maybe even 7. And that means that what we would have is a society, or what's left of a society, of children whose parents were dead before they could know them. All of their parents dead before they could know them. Who are being raised by their older siblings and cousins, who slowly but surely die off until all that are left is, if even, a tiny little group of little kids, 7 and 8 years old, desperately trying to survive in this world by themselves before the inevitable comes for them as well. It is one of the most horrific and hopeless futures I have ever seen presented in fiction. I'm sure there are worse, but this makes the list. And that horrible, hopeless future gives, I think, added significance to the decision of the expeditioners, the main characters of the game, who make it their mission to stop this cycle, to defeat and stop the Paintress, whatever her reasons might be, whatever she might be. They don't have the luxury of despair. And that is something I've been saying a lot lately, I think. For good reason. Because when the future is anywhere near that bleak, you will have to do absolutely anything in your power, and then some, to stop it. To change that future, to make a better future. And I think this is an important thing to remember. even for us to remember in dark times. Because I think, we live in dark times. Not that dark, thank God. But dark times nonetheless. Our future as a society is not looking all that hopeful, is not looking all that peaceful. The future that we are building for our children is not... Well, there are dangers, there are threats. There are grave threats. And I think what we need to remember is that we can't just give up. We cannot despair. Partially because, well, we know, we've been told that God wins in the end. We know a eucatastrophe is coming somehow, somewhen. But at the same time, we don't know if it's coming soon. It's likely not. And so it's up to us, to a large extent, to make a better world for our children. But that also means that we can't give up. Because giving up is such a dark and terrible prospect that it's hard to imagine not doing everything we possibly can to improve our world, to make the world better for those who come after, as Gustav is always saying in Expedition 33. So there is hope if we make it. I guess that's something that's been on my mind, at least for a little while now.